Good morning, my students. God bless you. I hope you are doing fine. Last class, we spoke about the Jewish charity. Now, we want to look, today we're going to look at the importance of dietary laws, kashrut, under religion in the faith, community, and the family. Today, we're going to look at what we call the food laws. We are going to look at the food laws. We are going to look at what we call the Jewish slaughter, and at the same time, the Jewish kosher. The Jewish slaughter, that is the ritual slaughter. Now, we are going to first look at the importance of dietary laws. These laws were given to the Jews in order to guide them in some foods they're supposed to eat. That is, some foods they're supposed to eat and the foods they are not supposed to eat. That is, the kosher. Kosher means fit or proper. Fit or proper. While the trefa means not proper, or what we call forbidden or abomination. Now, let us look at the importance. The other time I was telling you that they were giving this to guide them, to make them a unique nation. Then, when they were living with the Canaanites, talking about the early life of the people of Israel when they got to the promised land, we have some ways of that is the tradition and the custom of the Canaanites, which the people of Israel believe that they are not supposed to do. And at the same time, God spoke about it, that they must not do this in order to make them unique nations. That was why they had what we call the dietary laws, to be a unique nation and a different nation. Now, let us look at the kashrut itself. That is, the Jewish religious requirements. Now, this kashrut means things that covers Jewish religious requirements. Now, these are the things they're supposed to do. I'm talking about eating now. These are the foods they're supposed to eat. These are the food they are not supposed to eat. These are the clothes they're supposed to wear. These are the clothes they're not supposed to wear. Even in terms of family, these are the things we are going to look at under diet, the laws now. Now, let us look at the food laws. For example, we are going to look at the land animals. We are going to look at the sea, the water animals, and we are going to look at the sky animals. And at the same time, we are going to look at the ritual slaughter. Now, let us look at the examples of the food laws now, according to what we have in the book of Leviticus and at the same time in the book of Deuteronomy. Now, that is Leviticus 11, then Deuteronomy 14. Now, let us go straight to the first one. The Lord, that is Hashem, instructed the people of Israel not to eat any of these animals that bring out their what? Animals that bring out their cord. That brings out their cord, but without a split hooves. And at the same time, animals that do not bring up their cord, and at the same time with a split hooves. Now let us look at the animals that Jews were instructed by the Lord to eat. For example, like lamb, the kid, goat, antelope, we have gazelle, we have all these animals like giraffe now. The Lord instructed the people of Israel that they are free to do what? To eat all these animals. Now, let us leave that side now, because all these animals I've mentioned, they bring up their cord, and at the same time, they have what we call split hooves. Now, let us look at the animals the Lord instructed the people of Israel quickly. The people of Israel were instructed not to do what? Not to eat. Now, the first one that I would like to talk about, talking about the pig. We have pig, we have hydras, we have rare, and at the same time, we have camel. Now, when you look at camel, hare, and hydras, these are a set of animals. They bring out their cord, but their hooves are not split. That is, they do not have split hooves. Why the pig? Now, I'm talking about pigs. They do not bring up their cord, but they do not bring up their cord. At the same time, they have split hooves. So with this, all these animals that I've mentioned, camel, rare, and others, they are not supposed to be eaten. Now let us go to the sea animals. The sea animals are the animals that are made of, we have some that are made of scales, and they have scales on their body and at the same time fin, while some are without scale. And the Lord instructed the people of Israel not to eat the one without scales, that the one with the scales and the fin are supposed to be eaten. And at the same time, he spoke to them about the best of the hair. Now, he spoke to them that eating of what we call vulture, talking about vulture, talking about the white one, the black one, and at the same time, the one we are very close to what we call the hawk or the eagle are not supposed to be eaten. Eagles are not supposed to be eaten. And at the same time, talking about the hawk or the falcon, all these the animals in the sky are not supposed to be eaten. They are forbidden animals, and their carcass must not be touched. Now, let us quickly look at what the way all this talking about the animals right there, talking about the fly. The insects that are flying are not supposed to be eaten. Now, let us quickly look at what we call the shishita. Shishita are the process of killing animals in a proper way that will be a kosher for eating. Now, shishita is a process where a socket, that is, a socket will be the one that will slaughter this animal once, that is, with a sharp knife, and must cut this animal once. That is, the one that is proper for eating must be, such animal must be slaughtered once. And after cutting this animal, so that after cutting this animal, the animal will pass through a process. We have three processes. We have boiling, we have broiling, and we have what we call salting. This salting, putting salt into the animal in order to drain out the blood. And draining out of the blood is just talking about removing the blood, because blood is life. And at the same time, it can be hung up in order to drain the blood for the Jews to consume this. In our Google class, we are going to look at more. We are going to talk about what we call not eating the meat with the meat, and not eating meat with the meat. Now, we have hours of eating the meat and the meat, which we are going to talk about in the Google class. God bless you. In the next class, we talk better about this. Goodbye. God bless you. Thank you. Bye.